that's just about the very best customer service and customer experience. So one brand that we look to for inspiration sometimes is Virgin. They're in a whole bunch of different businesses, music, airlines, and so on. The difference is the Virgin brand is more about being hip and cool, whereas we just want to be about the very best customer service. So our whole philosophy is let's take most of the money that we would have spent on paid advertising or paid marketing, and rather than buy our exposure, instead, let's invest it into customer service and the customer experience. I believe that a company's culture and a company's brand are really just two sides of the same coin. The brand is just a lagging indicator of the culture. And if you think of, ask random people about what they think of the airline industry as a whole, and usually you'll get back responses about bad customer service or apathetic employees and so on. And like it or not, that is the brand of the industry, even though no airline set out for that to be their brand. So we really focus on getting the culture right. So what are some of the things that we do to really help build our culture? Well, it starts with the hiring process. Everyone that's hired in our headquarters in Las Vegas, doesn't matter what position, you need accountant, lawyer, software developer, you go through the exact same training as our call center reps. One of the weeks is actually later on when we send you to Kentucky and you do all the different warehouse functions, picking, packing, shipping, receiving, and so on. But the first 4 weeks, before you start your actual job, we do call center training, and we go over company history, the importance of company culture, our philosophy about customer service, and then you're actually on the phone for 2 weeks taking calls from customers. And the reason why we have everyone do that is because if we're serious about building our brand to be about the very best customer service and customer experience, then customer service shouldn't just be a department. It should be the entire company. And the other great thing about that is during our busy Q4 holiday season, which is now coming up, people from all different departments can and do help out, and they hop on the phones and help answer the phone calls. So that means we don't need to hire temps that may be bad for our culture. We don't need to hire temps that may not deliver the same level of customer service that we're looking for. The other thing that we do is at the end of the training, we actually make an offer to the entire class. And the offer is this. We will pay you, actually it starts at the beginning of the end of the first week of training. They've been there for a week, and the offer is, we will pay you for that week you've spent training, plus a bonus of $2,000 to quit and leave the company right now. And that's a standing offer until the end of the training, and then we raise it to $3,000 and extend it a couple months beyond that as well. And the reason we initially did this was because we didn't want employees that were there just for a paycheck. And starting pay in Las Vegas is $11 an hour. There's plenty of other call centers there, and so it's a pretty significant amount of money. And on average, we found that actually about 2 or 3% of people end up taking the offer. The offer started several years ago at $100, and we actually keep upping the offer because we feel like not enough people are taking the offer. But what surprised us and what we didn't realize was that actually the biggest benefit came from the people who didn't take the offer, because they still had to go home, talk to their friends and family, and ask themselves, is this a company that I really believe in? Is this a company that I want to be a part of and whose culture I want to contribute to? And when they decide to turn down the easy money, what we found is that when they're back in the office on Monday, they're that much more passionate and engaged.
Instead of a hierarchy of people, it's a hierarchy of purpose statements, and then employees can, and there's different roles, and then employees can actually fill multiple roles. So it's kind of one layer of abstraction removed. And so in the old world, if someone is higher up in this hierarchy,
like the director of HR,
then that automatically implies they have more power than everyone under them. Whereas in the new world, you might fill one role up here and one role up here and one role up here, and there's even multiple cases where in one circle you may actually have more authority over someone else here filling a role, but your roles may be completely flipped in a completely different equivalent of a department over here. And so for me, it's really just about filling whatever need the company has. And it's not just me though, but every employee can constantly move around to really continually fill whatever the company needs. Into its own startup, and every employee into almost like a mini entrepreneur, which is not for everyone. And I would say on average, it's in the world, forget our specific implementation, my guess is it's probably 50-50. Some people just want to know and be told what steps 1 through 10 are, and if they execute on those steps 1 through 10, then they know they've done a good job. And that works really well in an old world environment where the manager is the one telling them, here's exactly what you need to do and how to do it. And so what we found, and there was actually a research study that was done, I think a year or two ago, where they looked at what separated the great entrepreneurs from just typical managers or people that were just reporting to managers. And they found that great entrepreneurs actually over-indexed for 3 characteristics. One was being comfortable with ambiguity. Second was having a strong sense of curiosity. And then a distant third, but still over-indexing, was emotional intelligence. And so